Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Thursday, March 31st. So, what I'm thinking is that we've got one more little push up into the 7.6, and that would create this wave 5 of 5 here, which will eventually be wave 3 and 2, 3, and then we'll have an ABC for wave 4 here. So Thursday's got a tendency to open higher and then close lower. So so that Thursday may help us create this situation here, may even go into Friday. I don't know how long this will take actually. It could take a bit longer than I anticipate. Wave 2 took a while. So we'll just take it as we go. But just be a bit careful today because we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. I mean, wave 4's overlapping, but I'll just take that on board. But one more little high here. It may not even get to the 46, so it can just make a new high here somewhere and be done. So just be a bit careful about that. And we'll have this correction starting here as some sort of ABC correction. This is in line with the US, but it's also coming up to the top here is also in line with CBA as well. We talked about going long here yesterday, but yeah, this is probably, we want to take those highs out here, so there should be, we don't really have a 5-wave move here, so it's corrective. But I don't know how far we're going to go up here. I don't know if we'll get to the 10 up here, to the 110, but as you know, we've been tracking 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, yada yada yada. So we're sort of it's not good trading up here. We're better off in the resources. So let's check them out. So iron ore, daily chart, we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and we had 1 and 2. So it's up a good 6% overnight. We're sort of expecting it to move along in that because we're in the third of the third of the third here. So, but at the same time, the 900 would, where we are in this particular trend here shouldn't give us too much problems, as I mentioned yesterday, but we should sort of expect some sort of retest in here and some sort of little vibration before we push off again, but yeah, anyway, that's where we are. So that's all good. So with BHP here, I've been sort of smashing it here a little bit, so I'll just stay with that. We'll just continue to add. Basically, we've got a few positions below the level, being $50, the major trading level 5, a few positions below, one on it, and then we basically want to get one on 51, 52 and 53. Once we've got a tested support on 53, a tested support with a classic trading level pattern, then we're not coming back to the 50 at that point. So if that's 53 across here and we get this pattern here where it tests it over here, then we're leaving the 50 at that point. So that's really good, because what we could do is just trade above it here and then come back down into it. But I think we're okay. I mean, where iron ore is at the moment, we should be, we should be in a powerful position here. So yeah, all good, and you don't have to worry about the stochastics on the daily chart sort of starting to flatline, because that's what they do when they approach other highs. Once you know how indicators are calculated, they're all pretty much based off price and volume, and once you dive in deep and understand their calculations, you can see it in the chart anyway, what indicators do. But anyway, that's that. So BHP, so RIO, we've got a position down here, we've got one here, we want to get one above the 120, so we can just get one above this high here. Look, it will probably gap open. Wherever it gaps, just just buy at market, and that should just continue to cruise. The same with FMG as well. We've got one down right on the low, which is good, and then here and here we're going to build in through here. So we could probably tighten this up a little bit as well. So let's just do that. So just buy on open here, just, you know, mark it up on the open, and I'll just plonk it there. And yeah, we want to build one above the level there. Look, you may not have all these positions in, but, you know, I mean, you may not have any in, you know, but getting one here now. But also we need to be a bit mindful that, you know, we could end up doing something like this. So you know, I'm not quite sure, but this, like this here, do you know what I mean? So be prepared for that, you know. It probably may not be the case, and we could just get away with it based on where iron ore is at the moment, but yeah, but just be mindful of that. So anyway, continue to pile in. So US spot gold. So with US spot gold, the basic premise is we've got wave 1 here, and we've got an A wave and a B wave, and then we've got wave 1 down here. We're going back for wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5 down here for wave 2. So that's the gist of the matter. The situation may be, it's a long shot that we've got wave 2 already in play here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for wave 2. Now it's a little bit flimsy because this length of this here has got nothing to do with this length here, so to speak. It has, you get some sort of ratio from it, but there's no equality in that length there. But it's a bit of a long shot. We'll see. I mean, I did that for two reasons. It's already in the 50-60% area, and also silver had a nice move down as well, but sort of silver came down a bit closer to its 61.8% and had a better longer structure coming down. So it's possible. Now I pulled this apart. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in here. So we've got to look at that as the A and the B wave here. And then this move up through here, it looks like we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So we can get one more little high in here, and then pulling back. Once we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, because you can see that pretty clearly there really as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We may have the 5 waves already in here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, or even through this way as well. But anyway, just see if there's another little high. So you can go short under the 1920 because we've got 5 waves up here. So the B wave, you can always go long or short of the B wave. So the 1920 is a retested resistance with a classic trading levels pattern to the downside. If that's a 1920, you can look at that first low, second low, and go short. Most of the time this will push back up and go back above the level, so you need to give that some consideration as well. But going back above the level here, but always keep your eye on the lows here. If it does go back up above the level, then work this trend, and this little pattern in here will be a classic trading levels pattern too. It will be a fractal of this bigger pattern that we're looking at in here. So there'll be the arrival, the reaction, first low below the level, an ABC pattern here, and then down again. But anyway, just work the lows on that side if you wanted to short it at the 1920. You may risk getting in a little bit earlier. That would be okay too. Maybe a old-fashioned trend line could play a part here. It's already sort of, yeah, probably not. Look, that may be in there, that wave 2 situation there, and it may not. There may be one more little high here. If we do get one more little high here, then we'll also be able to look at putting that there and going long from that point, calling this low in at that point. There's a pretty good case for that. This, if you just don't mind me looking at silver here for a moment, don't take that as being, you know, done and dusted, but what I was looking at here, it does look as an impulse wave up here into the 50-60% at $25. It looks like an impulse wave rather than corrective wave, but as I mentioned yesterday, we would want the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC pattern, and then we can go long from that point. So we don't have that in here yet, but that's a possibility, so we'll keep an eye on that. But all things being equal here, then we'll move down for wave 3 here, then 4, and then 5. Okay, so where does that leave all these stocks that we've been looking at in Australia that had these low roughly around the 28th of Jan? The move up through here still can be the A wave, the B wave. Yesterday we were looking for a little new high here, so we still may get that C wave down through here. Currently we'll look to go long here. Once I do get a high in here and it does pull back, then we can look to go long above that second high there, but we're not there yet with it, so we're just still working it, so you know, it takes a while. This is not what I wanted to look at, so I wanted to look at the Australian dollar next. So you know, it looks like we're making a new high above this previous high here, so the obvious thing to do here would be to look at wave 1 here and 2 here, and a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3 and 4, and then some sort of push up here that will probably be smaller than this length here. So you could possibly look to go long if you wanted to at that point. We've probably got wave 1 in here. This will be wave 2, 3, 4 and 5 pushing up here, and then a pullback at that point. So anyway, we'll just be moving a little bit higher there, in line with the rest of the markets in terms of assets, in terms of equity, the S&P 500 as such. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.